So, welcome all of you to our webinar series. I am Girija. I am part of academic solution team at Varthana. As all of you know, Varthana is non-banking finance company who supports schools and students. Varthana provides loan to schools and students whenever they have any kind of requirement. Along with this, Varthana also provide academic support to schools and students. In this regard, we have started conducting webinars for the student to upgrade their skill, knowledge, and gain more experience on various topics. So far we have conducted webinar on how to write your resume, how to as an interview, financial literacy. And in this continuation, our today's topic is unlocking leadership potential, skill and strategies for student leaders. Before I start with the webinar, I would like to mention two things here. One is we have been providing participation certificates. So for that, at the end of the webinar, we will be sharing a feedback form with all of you. So please stay till at the end so you will get your certificates, and also please fill correct details. Let's move ahead with our today's webinar and quickly see today's agenda. So our today's agenda will start with introduction and session objective. Then we'll talk about student leadership and its characteristics. Then we'll talk about the importance and ways to develop student leadership. Then we'll talk about the strategies, some student leadership programs, and we'll close our session with questions and feedback. Before we jump into our today's webinar, I would like to know about the participants we have with us today. And for that, I'm releasing a poll. I request all of you to please do participate in this. Okay, so 48, we have received responses more than 50%. So, you can see the result on your screen. So mostly people we have from who are doing their bachelor's degree and they're in intermediate, and then we have people who are doing their master's degree, and we have people from the others organizations as well. So I welcome all of you to our webinar again, and I hope you will find this webinar fruitful. Let's move ahead with our today's webinar. So let's move and see what we'll be covering in today's webinar. So we'll be focusing on two things. First, to understand the student leadership characteristics and its importance. And second, to explore ways to develop student leadership and some internship opportunities. Before I start talking about the today's topic, I would like to know from all of you, and for that I'm releasing a poll. I request to all of you again to participate in this. Okay, so you can see the result. Mostly people have voted. 83% have said that all these skills are necessary. Another 12% other for the other skills we have 12% voting. So other 12 said communication, teamwork, problem solving, and confidence. Yes, I agree with all of you. All these skills are necessary to get successful in our career. So let's move ahead and see why these skills are necessary and how it will be helpful to get a good career. So now all of you know we are in this 21st century, and this is the era of globalization and innovation. And with that, the demand skills is also changing. Now employers is looking skills which are more appropriate to the current context. So before, in 21st century, employers looking more skills when employees were like, they can follow the orders and look up to the top management for the direction, relying information from the upper management, and the approach was more individual. They used to focus more on the individual rather than the team. So now we know this world is changing, and along with that, the skill demand is also changing. In 21st century, the most skills are demanded as now employers looking problem solving skill, how effectively employee can communicate, how they can build a network and relationship, how they can collaborate within the team, and whenever the task is assigned to them, how strategically they are thinking. So all these skills are demanding by the employers, and all these skills are covered by the leadership. And even the research are saying the student who are active as a leader in their colleges and schools, even have any kind of leadership experience during college and school, they will get more 33% get more as compared to them who doesn't have it. So it's clearly saying now the scenario is changing, and the leadership is one of the important skill the employer is looking at, and it will help you to get more pay. So let's move ahead and see what the leadership is. So leadership is the ability to influence other and motivate others to achieve a common goal. So now we know what is leadership. Now understand what is a student leadership. So student leadership who takes active roles in their own education and develop positive skill throughout this process whenever they're engaging and taking accountability of own self. And student leadership who takes initiative within the campus and within the university and classrooms and serve others as a role model and try to create something new and make an impact on others. And a student leader who is able to impact change on campus through this mentoring, doing this peer education and the advocacy. So now we have understood what student leadership is. So now I would like to know from all of you, what do you think, what are the characteristics of a good leader? And for that, I'm again releasing a poll. Okay, you can see the result, what people are saying it. So mostly people, 84% people are saying, all these are the characteristics of good leader. And after that, 16% said this, motivating is a characteristic of good leader. And 8% said visionary, the good leader should be a visionary. And the 4% said collaborative, another 4% is inspiring. So I agree with all of you, like all these characteristics are important to become a good leader. Let's move ahead and see the characteristics of a good leader. So you all have must heard about the name of Ritesh Agrawal. So Ritesh Agrawal is the founder of Oyo hotels, and he got success at a very young age, and he was very active starting during his colleges. So he has this vision always what he wants to do and what kind of change he wants to see in the society, and he was following that vision because it was very clear what he wants to do, and he got a lot of success due to that. And then collaboration. So he had this skill to collaborate with others, because when he started coming with his own vision, he started collaborating with different hotels, started approaching them. So how then effectively this collaboration can be, and how every can be benefited through this. And the communication, definitely. So like, because he has this effective communication, because whatever his vision is, he was like able to communicate to the others, so others can relate with his vision and get benefit out of it, and inspire and motivate during whatever he was doing. And who are the, like join him and become part of his venture. He's constantly motivating them and inspiring them to get benefit out of it, how they can benefit. And you can see the success, why more and more hotels are joining his chains. And he's continuously learner. So Ritesh Agrawal started his first hotel as the outreach stays, and then he said that is not serving the purpose. Then he's again come up with the concept of the Oyo hotel. So he's constantly learning how he can improve himself, and definitely he was well aware what is his strength and how he can get benefit out of his strength and how he can improve himself. So now we have seen how these good characteristics as a leader who can, if you also acquire, and as a student leader, we also can, how we can get success in our careers. So let's move ahead and see if we are taking any role as a student leader at at college level and out of the college, how it is going to benefit you. So first, it will build confidence. So if you're taking any role at your college levels, you're coming out of your comfort zone and trying new things. So you have this confidence to face any situation. Then through this leadership, you will be working with a lot of people, with your colleagues, with your friends, with your classmates. You know how to communicate with them and how to it will enhance your problem solving skill. And because you're working with a lot of people, and it will definitely enhance your networking. And whenever you're applying for any job, so recruiter will also see how you are building this relationship and networking with the others, which can benefit your career. And definitely, if you are taking any role as a student leader at college level, it will help you to enhance your strategic thinking, because whenever you're taking any lead, taking any initiative, you know how to plan, organize, and everything. Then it will leadership also help you to discover your unique strength and what are the opportunities. And these all things that employers are looking how well ever you are about your own strength and opportunities. Along with this, how this student leadership can benefit you at your in your career. It also, research also says, if you're a leader, it will also enhance your academic performance in the shorter and the longer run as well. Now we talked about how this student leadership benefit you. Let's move ahead how it can help you to grow in your career. So definitely it will power up your resume, because now you have list of list of roles which you have experience in at your campus, and you can list out, is it add value to your resume. Now you have taken up this role as a student leadership, you have learned a lot of skills at that point. So it will definitely fast track your career now, because through this leadership, working with others at campus level and volunteering yourself, so it will help you to know your own potential, what you are good at it, and take a best advantage of it. And now you already have taken any leadership role and have any leadership experience. Whenever the employer is looking at your resume and when they're thinking to promote you, and definitely it will add value, because they know you have already have this leadership experience. So now we have seen how this student leadership can help you to grow in your career. So let's move ahead and see what kind of leadership skills employers are looking when you're applying, and what they're seeing in your resume. So first, as I said before as well, this is the era of globalization. So communication is one of the very important skills the employers are looking in the candidate. So communication is not just about verbal communication or written communication, how actively you're listening, how you're clear about your thoughts, how you're presenting your thoughts. Another is how like the world is changing, and the different situation is coming out, like the COVID, right? The situation, suddenly that situation has come up. So how you're facing these challenges, and how you're critically thinking about it, coming with the solutions for it. And then with this changing world, how adaptive you are, how much you are able to learn new things with the change. And the another is the collaboration. So this is the era of globalization, and we all are working together. So how effectively you're collaborating with your team members, and you're meeting the deadlines together, and how you do the teamwork, and how clear you are about your goal, and developing yourself throughout that towards that. And last not the least is emotional intelligence. So now the focus has more changed from individual to the group approach. So how you're able to empathize with others, how you're able to understand others, what kind of relationship you can build with them, so you can achieve this common goal. So now we have seen how this leadership is important for your career growth and academics, and when you're applying for any jobs, how it can help you to get selected for it, and how it can help you to grow in your career. So let's move ahead and see, as a student, how we can develop student leadership. And for that, I'm releasing a poll, and I would like to know from all of you, what do you think, how we can as a student, how you can develop your leadership skills. Okay, so you can see the question on your screen. I would request to all of you, please vote. Okay, so 90% people have said like both are important, but and 6% people have said you can develop leadership by understanding, and the other 3% people have said you can develop leadership skill by understanding others. So I agree, like as the number mostly people have said you can develop leadership through by understanding yourself and by understanding others. So I agree with all of you. If we want to develop our leadership as a student, it is very important to understand other self, and it is very important to understand others as well. So let's move ahead and see every factor and every component, how we can develop this in ourselves. So first is understanding self. So whenever we are taking any leadership role or as a student, so it is very important to understand yourself more, because once you understand yourself, it is very easy for you to lead others. So for example, again, this Ritesh Agrawal, he has understood himself first, then he was able to understand and communicate with others effectively. So understanding yourself is like, you're assessing and evaluating your strength, action, thoughts, your emotion, and what kind of personality you have, and how you can take advantage from it, and how it will benefit you. So if you have understood yourself, definitely now you know what are your strengths. So it can help you to minimize the impact of your weaknesses. So for example, if you're good at the teamwork, this is your strength. So if you have lack of communication, then you can overcome that, sorry, minimize the impact of this weakness. And now you have know about yourself, so now you know what you will bring to the table, so that can benefit for the teams and the larger goal. Now you know yourself, your strength, how your thought process look like, and what are the emotions, so you can set the realistic goals based on that, which are achievable. And definitely now you have better understanding, so you can make better decision and set where to focus first, what are the priorities. And now you know what you're comfortable with it, and what from which you're okay with, so it will help you to draw these and set these healthy personal boundaries with others. Now we know understand seeing like how it is important for us to understand ourselves. Now we have understood ourselves, let's move ahead and see how it what kind of characteristics you are developing if you are understanding yourself. So first is the adoptive. If you are well aware about yourself, you become more adoptive, you adopt with the situation, and you react and change yourself based on that situation. Then it's responsive. Whenever now you're well aware about yourself, so you react, and first you listen and observe the situation. Based on that, instead of reacting, you will respond to that situation. It will definitely help you to develop this self control in you. Now you know, understand yourself, your emotion better, so you can manage them. Now you become more reflective. Now you know where you are going wrong, and what are your improvement areas. So you can improve yourself. Then you become more empathetic, because you're well aware about your own emotions. So for example, again, Ritesh Agrawal, he was very aware what kind of problem he was facing, so he was able to connect with people to solve that problem. So you become more empathetic, and you're more observant, like, because you are observing what is happening around you. So through this understanding yourself, you can develop these characteristics. Like, move ahead and see how you can develop these characteristics, and how what can be the ways you can understand yourself. First way is to personality test. So personality test is the assessment, is the tool that will help you to understand your own preferences, what your strengths are, what your weaknesses, how your emotions is, and what kind of your behavior patterns are. Let's try to understand from the example. So here you will see there are four options, and every statement is saying something. So if you choose whatever the option you're choosing, it has something, it has some meaning. So for example, let's evaluate what, if you're choosing any of this option, what kind of competencies you have. So if you're choosing first option, so definitely now you have more analytical skills, because you're well aware about the how you analyze and evaluate the information. If you're choosing the second option, you're more deliberate, you're paying, you're indulge in this detailed discussions, you can negotiate better. And the third, if you're choosing the third option, you're more self-confident, you're okay to work hard for that, get that position. And if you're opting for the last option, so you always plan your expenses in advance. It is saying, how forward thinker you are, and how you like to plan your things. So this is, through this kind of test, you will able to understand what kind of the skills you have. So you can take this personality test online as well. So here is the one online test I would like to share with all of you. Let me share my screen. So here is test. It has the four personality tests for, especially for the students and young professional who are about to join, and who's just joined the workforce. So it has the first 16 type of personality. It can help you what kind of personality you are, how you can improve yourself. I also took that test, and it helped me to understand what kind of personality I am. So you can see that on your on my screen. The on the right hand side, you can see this result. It's showing I'm the defender person, and what I'm good at it. So I'm more introvert. I'm more observant person. I feel more. I judge people. I'm more assertive. So it will help me to understand what are my strengths and what are my weaknesses are, and how I can improve that on that. And it will also help you to know who are other people who are also the defender known popular people. So you can see this Beyonce, Queen Elizabeth, and Ben Disley. So they are also defender like me. So this is like this, you can understand yourself better by taking this test. This is a one way to understand your about yourself. Let's move ahead and see the another way how you can understand. So there is another way to is SWOT analysis. So SWOT analysis, it will help you to understand what kind of challenges you're facing, and how you can overcome them, and how you can develop your plan for your own personal growth. So it has the four components: strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats. So strength is like what you're good at it, what are your unique qualities, what you're strong at it. So here you can see the example, like I'm good at paying attention to the details, so I can identify I even small things. So this is my strength. So weaknesses, what is holding you back, and what you're not good at it, which is hampering your progress. So here I can see the weakness is I'm afraid to speak in the public and in larger audience, and always try to avoid whenever it's possible. And strength and weakness are internal factors, so it is in your own control. Another is opportunities. Now you have known what weaknesses you have. So opportunities and how you can overcome these weaknesses. So here is example. Now I know what my weaknesses. I'm afraid in public speaking. So there is a networking opportunity for me where I can go and form the new contacts. It will also help me to improve my communication skills. Another, now I will, is the threat. So threats is something which can hamper your strength and opportunity opportunities. So my threat can be like, if I'm a team leader and I'm afraid in public speaking, it can hamper my progress and my career growth. And the opportunities and threats are the external based, totally depend on the external factors, which not in your control generally. So this is how you can understand about yourself and develop uh, your plan and your working areas. And you can also take a help, online help as well. Here also a test called the strength test. You can take that strength that it can help you to understand what kind of strength you have, what are your realistic strength, what are your unrealistic strength, what are your learned behavior, what are your weaknesses, to help you to understand and develop the plan based on that. So you can see I have also taken a test here. So I can go to my desktop. Once I log in here, I can take the test, and they will generate my desktop. And here I can get all the report regarding me. So you can view your profile. So it will give you all the details, like, what kind of real strength you are, so your natural abilities, your personal responsibilities, and it will, unrealistic strength, what your improver, what your servicer, what you're good at it. So it can help you to understand what the strength you are thinking you have, and unrealized strength what you are, which you are not aware about it, and which you're not, and you will get to know through this test. So you can use this test to understand about yourself. So let's move ahead and see how we can use this SWOT analysis at the different situations. So one situation can be you're at college and there's a group presentation you have to do, and your aim is to finish that group presentation in this corporation successfully. So your strength is like, you're good at organizing the team. Then your weakness is, I'm not good at management, time management. And opportunities can be how, I can enhance this my time management skill through this, using the resources from the library. And what can be threat, how I it can hamper me and my group work is, maybe we don't have a place where we can study together, so it can hamper our presentation. So this is how you can understand about this, your threats and opportunities in that particular situation. Let's move ahead and see another situation. So you're a graduating student or searching for an entry job. So your strength can be, so my strength is like, I can easily break the ice with the stranger. So whenever I'm going for the interview, I can give my interviews very confidently. Then my weaknesses, so I don't have a much experience in this field, that can be my weakness. So how I can, overcome this weakness is by the opportunity where I get to know you. There is a career fair, and where I can go and attend that to enhance my experience and knowledge. And what can be threats for me whenever I want to apply, I'm applying and thinking to apply for companies, they are not, in my area, so that can be hamper my career growth. So through this SWOT analysis, you can understand your own weaknesses and how you can overcome in the different situations. Let's move ahead and see what are the common strengths you have. So like, the common strength can be a positive attitude, focus, ability to learn new things, creative thinking, being passionate. Weaknesses can be your poor management, irresponsible attitude, you don't have a clarity about your goals. And the opportunities can be your university, your scholarship, campus placement, your good mentor, the faculties you have. And the threats can be the health problem, recession, you don't have supportive family, you have the financial crisis. So all these can hamper your growth. So now we have seen how we can understand ourselves and how we can develop a plan for our improvement. Let's move ahead and see how we can understand others. So as I mentioned before as well, when we are working with others, it is very important to understand others as well. It will help you to communicate with them and collaborate with them more effectively. So understanding others is, understanding their feelings, their concern, how, what kind of emotions they have. And once you understand it, it will, give you the perspective of others as well. So once you understand others, how it will benefit you, it's like it will improve others person trust on you. You become a more good team worker. But now you know the how your team members behave, so you know how to collaborate with them. You can build effective relationship with them, because you know what kind of personalities they are, and it will also help you to see yourself from the other's perspective as well. So let's move ahead and see how we can understand others. So first way is to through your emotional intelligence. So we need to focus on our emotional intelligence, enhance it. So emotional intelligence is the ability, which will help you to manage and understand your emotions. And of it is ability in with this process, you are also understanding and taking in consideration of others' emotion as well. So when you're doing that, so it will help you to build a stronger long term relationship with your friends, partners, and colleagues. So now see how we can develop this emotional intelligence in ourselves. First is the self regulation. So as emotional intelligence is, it is you need to focus on your own emotions as well. You need to self regulate yourself as well. You should be aware about your emotions. So what are the ways you can improve this? So start paying attention, like whenever any situation or a stress situation is coming, are you feeling more stressed, or you're cool about it, and you're stable in that situation? How you're reacting to that situation? And it's one of the effective way to manage your thoughts and your own emotions, are engaging yourself in different activities so you can learn new skills. So you through this you can manage your own self. And it is very important to recognize uh, how what kind of word you're choosing and how you're responding to others. So for example, if you're working in a group studies and you have a assignment, and one team member uh, missed that deadline, so instead of asking that person why you have missed that deadline, you can ask let me know how I can help you so we can meet that deadline together. So choosing the appropriate word can also help you to self regulate. Another way is the social skills. So here it's like through social skills you are allowing yourself to build a meaningful relationship with others. And how you can do this is, whenever you are interacting with someone, listen them very actively, what they are actually saying and what they're meaning, how they're feeling about it, and show their interest in them. It will help, it will build more confidence. They will feel more confidence in you. They will feel more comfortable to sharing their thoughts with you. And watch out your body language. So if someone is sharing anything and your body language is not appropriate, and you have the postures, it give indicators to others you're not showing interest, and it can demotivate others. And maintaining this eye contact help you to gain the confidence from the other person, and other person will also feel safe and secure with you. And another way is to have this empathy, ability to understand others feelings. How you can improve that? Engage yourself in a cause. You can volunteer yourself in a community project, any community awareness like on mental health. So it will help you to understand how others are processing it and how they are feeling it. And whenever you're asking anyone to share their thoughts, it's very important to share your own, how you are feeling as well, because it will create that platform where other person will feel more confident and secure. And always try to understand others person as well. Try to put yourself in other shoes. And whenever they are facing any situation through this, they are going through health crisis, their financial crisis, see how would you feel when you would when you would be at that place. So Through this, you can understand about others, and you can also take this online quiz, emotional online quiz. It can help you to understand what is your emotional level is and how you're able to understand your emotions and others. So you can see the you can have this emotion help you to understand how emotionally intelligent are you. So you have few questions, different situations, and you can choose appropriate answer based on that situation. So I have also taken that test, and it has given me, my score is 48. So it is saying my emotional intelligence level is okay. Maybe I have a good relationship with few people, but I'm difficult to work with others. So that is my working area. Maybe I'm comfortable with few people, but I'm not providing that space where other person can feel more comfortable with me, so I can work on that. So this is how you can understand your emotional intelligence level. Let's move ahead and see how we can use this emotional intelligence and how others in other situations. So here is the situation, like, your one of your classmates who is comfortable sharing things, and not only sharing this, also making others also comfortable to, they can also share this and keen to listen them as well. So what is indicating what it's his or her intelligence level is. So he or she has a high EQ, because that person is not only expressing his or her emotions, but it is accepting and allowing others also to express their emotion in that process. Now here is another scenario. So if there is a team leader who is not noticing the, how the team is going through and what kind of day they have, and constantly criticizing the employees. So what is indicating what kind of EQ that person has. So the person has a low EQ because they're not paying attention what others are feeling. They're just the team leader is paying attention what he or she is feeling and criticizing others, but not feeling how why that person is behaving in certain way and why they are doing this certain way. So through this, you can use this your emotional intelligence to understand others and build that relationship. Let's move ahead and see one more way how we can understand others. So another way is the ocean method. So ocean method is will help you to understand individuals behavior and make decision based on that. So there are five kind of personality we will see around us. So one is a person who is open to experience, always, willing to try new things, and the person who has high openness is like, always learn to new things, very creative in approach. A person who is low at openness is very comfortable with their own space, and they don't want to come out of this comfort zone. And another person is an extroversion. So extroversion person who like to interact with others and draw this energy and get energy from the others. The person who is a highly extroversion is a energy energized from socializing and like to start the conversation, and who has the low extroversion person, feel exhausted after the socialization. Another personality we have is the consciousness. So a person, who likes to get involved in the thing, get a thing is right. The person who has high it is like to spend more time on preparing things and completing the task and paying attention to the details. And the person who has lowest dislike the schedule, they don't pay much attention on all these things. The another personality we have is the agreeableness. The person who likes to interact, not just interact with others, to cooperate and feel compassionate toward the others people who have highly agreeable. So they have this empathy, towards the other people and enjoying helping others, and who has low doesn't care much about what the other person is feeling. Last not the least, we have the neuroticism. The person, who remains stable in every situation, who knows how to balance his emotion. The person who has high neuroticism is like who experience this anxiety, get stressed in the situations, and who has the low is like more stable, it's like more stable in the situation and get less worries in the situation. Let's move ahead and see how we can use these ocean methods in different situations. So one situation we have is Akansha and her friends. So they have decided to set up a exhibition stall at their college fair. And the Akansha is leading the team, and she friends she has all have the different personalities. One is more excited about the things, one is good at time management, and one is like to start the conversation. Or her fourth friend is more competitive. So she's leading the team, and she has like the assign the responsibilities to them based on their personality. So first to the first person, because who is like to try to new things, excited about new things. He's in charge of the display and outlook of the stall, because that's a new challenge for that person. The second person, who is good at time management, is in charge of the agenda and schedule. And the third person who is in charge of explaining this about this style, because the third person like to have these conversations with us. So the fourth person who's bit competitive, so that person is in charge of the research, so that can person be engaged in themselves. So through this you can identify person and assign the work. And let's move ahead and see another situation. So Devansh is in charge of a project, and he has three members in his team, and he has the deadline to finish that. So he has one person who gets more, he is more sensitive and more nervous. Another person he has who doesn't like changes, and the other person who likes to do list and organize calendar. So Devansh have given responsibility based on his her characteristic. So for the first person is assigned, assisting, because he's get sensitive and get nervous. So that person needs more bit of hand holding. So if he's assisting, the other person can help them what they are supposed to do. The second person is responsible for the operations, because that person doesn't like more challenges. So operation is something will be more comfortable for that person. And the third person is the responsible for the project assets and the reports, because that like to organize everything. So this is how Devansh has used their personality to assign work and finish get the project finish on the time. So you can also use this ocean method in different situation and lead the team and lead your leadership skills. So now we have talked about how we can develop this leadership skill in ourselves, and how students can develop this leadership in themselves when they're working in different situations. So let's move ahead and see how we can understand our leadership style. So we all have some kind of leader, we are born with some kind of leadership style. So for our own improvement and for our growth, it is very important to understand what kind of leadership we already have and how we can improve ourselves. So for that, it is very important to understand the leadership, what kind of different leadership styles we have. And another is how we can assess our leadership style. So let's move ahead and see. So there are different kind of leadership styles you will see in the world, and people are leading their team and getting success in their career. So first leadership style is the transformational leadership. So a transformational, you must have heard about Ratan Tata. So the Ratan Tata is a transformational leader who believe, who uses their inspiring energy to create the personality and engaging their employees. And you can see it is how this the Tata groups have become successful and how satisfied their employees are. Another way is this transactional leadership. So Bill Gates is the classic example for this transactional leadership. He uses this leadership to motivate people toward the success. Even they're getting any failure they won't feel demotivated. So another leadership we have is authoritative leadership. So we all know about the Hitler. So Hitler is a classic example of this authoritative leadership. He used to believe whatever he is saying is right and everybody should follow, and that's the he was doing. And you have seen how he has overpowered everybody, and there was no say in his decision. Fourth, we have this democratic leadership. So Nelson Mandela used to believe, in democratic leadership. He always believed in, how he can involve his subordinates and other person in decision making, and you can see how that person has impacted the world and his own community. And fifth, we have the situational leadership. So situational leadership, bit flexible in nature, it changes with the time. So now we know the Steve Jobs. So Steve Jobs, when he started this company, he was more kind of this transitional leadership, doing this transitional leadership in our first phase. After when he joined Apple, again he was more into this democratic leadership style, and he was more using this transformational leadership. Then, last but not the least, we have this laissez-faire leadership. So, laissez-faire leadership, leaders who believe to give autonomy to their employees, and so they can manage and take their decision by themselves. And the Andrew Mellon was doing using this laissez-faire leadership. So he was a banker in US, and he has given all the authority to his team members to take decision, and through this he was able to get more businesses. He expanded the manufacture as well, and after this he joined the politics. So these are the different kind of leadership. You can also connect yourself and see where you stand and what kind of leader you want to become. So let's move ahead and see another way how we can understand our leadership style is assess, uh, assess your leadership style. So one way to do that is take a feedback from with whomever you're working, from your friends, your classmate, or you're engaged in any group studies. You just ask that person about how what they are feeling about your behavior, personality, and working style. So you can take this feedback, orally. You can have this discussion. If you want, you can take this in written way as well. So you can ask questions like this, based on my current skill, what do you think, what are my strength, and what made me suitable to fit for this job role, and whenever you work with me, and what you liked about me. So you can, it will help you to understand how the other person is seeing you. So it will help you know what kind of leadership style you have. Another way is to do this reflection. So one way is to reflect on your own working style. So we always follow someone and we like to become that leader. So what kind of leader you want to become, and you have the role model. If you have a role model as like Nelson Mandela, and just think you want to become like that, then you ask your team members and your friends where how they are seeing you, and then compare yourself. What thought you had, you wanted to become a Nelson Mandela, but your team you seeing you more like a Steve Jobs. So it will help you to understand where you're lacking and how you can improve yourself to become what you want to become. So these are the way you can understand your leadership style. You can take online test as well to understand your leadership style. So this one, you can take this online test. It will help you to understand what leadership style you have and how you can improve your leadership style. So I have also taken that test, and it has given me this detailed report, what are my self evaluation, how I work, rated myself, and they have different kind of dimensions. So it will help me to understand how self-aware I am, how authenticity I have, what is my how what kind of system thinker I am, how I'm achieving any goal. So it will help me to understand what kind of leader I am, where I do want to be become, and how I can improve myself. So using these different techniques, you can know your own leadership style. Now we have talked about different leadership styles and how you can assess your leadership style. Now I would like to know from all of you, what the two leadership characteristics you have. So can you just please share with all of us, so it will help us to know what you are thinking, where you are, what characteristics, leadership characteristics you have. Okay, so let me share my, I think the two characters, leader characteristics I have. I think have more collaborative skill, and I'm more adaptive with the situation. So these two leadership characteristics I have. So I would like to know from all of you if you also have any characteristic which you like to share with all of us. Okay. Ami said the curiosity and enthusiasm. And Rahman said effective people management. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. Okay, let's move ahead with our presentation. We have talked about the how we can develop leadership in ourselves. Let's move ahead and see how you can practice leadership role or student leadership role at the college level. So first way you can lead in any project at your college. So you can come up with any idea. So it will help you to enhance your strategic thinking because you are leading a project. So you can lead a project on anything. You can do this recycle program, and you can have this program to collect the food donation. So you can lead that project and plan everything by yourself. Then another way you can develop your leadership at college level is coordinate the volunteers. So it will help to enhance your coordination skill and the collaboration leadership skill. So what you can do is you can manage the schedule. You can ask the school, you are the professors, you can manage this schedules and assign assignments, and you can coordinate with the different students on that. Then another way you can do this, spearhead a campaign. So if you're interested in politics and you want to develop your career in politics and become a politician, so there can be one way. So you can create any campaign whenever any election is coming on your local community, and a state campaign. You can join the state and campaign and create the awareness within your community. Another way is you can show your just entrepreneurial side. So like leader is something who is take more initiatives, right? What we have seen as a student leader. So you can start your own things, take your own initiatives, so it make you help you to become more, develop this leadership. So you can also you can do this private lesson tennis, and you can you can offer others to repair and tailor their clothes for friends or the family member. Another way you can do this, enhance your leadership style at college, leadership at college level, is join any sports. So when you're joining any sports, it will enhance your mentorship skill. So you become a team captain, whatever the game you are playing, and you can coach them also. So it will also help you to develop how you're mentoring the others. Another way can be that you can start with something, take that initiative and try to make this change in your own campus. So you can start this clubs and councils which are not existing in your campus, and which is the everybody's interested in. Another way you can do is, so you can mentor your young and peer students. So it will help you to how to do this teamwork and how can coordinate and collaborate with them. So you can have arranged that work study group where everybody is coming together and working this, and you are keeping the agenda of it, what you want to study and what will the schedule look like. And the last, you can plan any event. So planning, if you're planning any event, so it will help you to enhance your the organization and planning skills. So you can plan any quiz exhibition at your college, and you can come up with ideas and share with at your managed college management and your classmates. So this is how you can help. Through these different activities, you can practice this leadership at your college level, and you can become this student leader who can take the initiative and try to make changes within the campus. Now we have seen how we can practice. Now there are opportunities which you can join and enhance your leadership skill through different programs. So there is a one program which is by the essential. So let me share my screen again with all of you. So you can see, if you would like to develop your student leadership at college level, and you want to enhance your resume, so the essential student leadership program can be best opportunity for you. So they have this every year student leadership program, program, they select few students, they accept the application, they select the few students, give them some idea, and it will help you to understand about yourself, and it will help you to collaborate with others, and you will get more exposure, which will help you to develop your own career, and it will help you to enhance your resume as well. So another way is to do, you can join this youth leadership training program, which is offered the art of living. So they also target the students, the young students. So they have this model, transformation leadership model. They create this youth awareness, and their model is more based on sustainable community. So it will help you to develop your empathy towards, and you're able to understand how this community works and how you can create the awarenesses. You can also join this program if you want to enhance your leadership styles and your leadership and your personality. You can take online courses as well. So Nirmiti Academy has a number of courses which can help you to enhance your youth leadership, your personality development, your public speaking. So through these opportunities or internship, you can enhance your leadership styles. And with this, we are coming at the end of our webinar. So let me summarize what we have covered in webinar so far. So we have started seeing what kind of scale demand we have, and how leadership is important for the student, and how this student leadership can help a student to grow in their career and their academics as well, and how student can develop a leadership by using different ways, by understanding themselves, and by understanding others. Then we have talked about how you can understand your own leadership style. Then we talked about different leadership style exist in the world, and how you can assess yourself. And then we have talked about what kind of practices and opportunities you can have at your college level to develop yourself as a student leader. Then we have also talked about what are the other opportunities, your internship, which can help you to enhance your student leadership skills. So thank you all of you for attending the webinar, and please fill the feedback form, and please fill the feedback form before exiting this webinar. And thank you all of you to making this webinar fruitful. I hope this webinar will be helpful for all of you. And please stay tuned with us for upcoming webinars, so you can get our updates on our website Vatna. So please visit that website, so you will get all the updates regarding our upcoming webinars.